All right, so it's about to get weird up in here. So here's the purpose of today's discussion, okay? Last time we went over how to take your calories that you need and how to get into caloric reduction. What does that even look like, right? And we recommended 25% caloric reduction. We skipped over what your BMR was. We kind of skipped over what your total daily energy expenditure is. We explained those to you. But today, I'm going to show you guys the poor man's way to get to your BMR, then your poor man's way to get to your total daily energy expenditure. We're going to use that to show you how many calories you burn a day just to maintain your current status, your current body composition. So I have a spreadsheet. It's an amazing spreadsheet. Spreadsheets are cool. I'm a nerd. Spreadsheets are cool. And I have a spreadsheet that has really specific formulas we use to determine your BMR, which is how many calories you burn at rest, just being a human being with digestion and blinking and your heart beating and all that kind of stuff. And that spreadsheet's awesome. It kind of shows you a pretty hardcore formulas to create your BMR based on your height, your age, your weight. And then to get to what you call your total daily energy expenditure, we have what you call activity multipliers. So depending on how active you are is what we multiply your BMR by. And I'm going to show you all this. And I'm going to show you how this works, okay? But first, I'm not going to use the spreadsheet. I'm going to use a very basic formula, okay? And I think everybody can use this formula. The formula I'm going to show you is about 180 calories a day off of what my spreadsheet will show you, okay? I prefer the spreadsheet because I can save it when we work with clients. I can save your specific spreadsheet and use it over time. And then at the bottom of the spreadsheet, it calculates your macros for you. All that stuff's automated, populated. I spent a lot of time, color-coded it. It was beautiful, all right? But I'm gonna show you the basic way to do this today. So we're gonna take your your weight and multiply it by 10. That's it, okay? This won't work for somebody who's really obese or really, really, really heavy because one, they're really overweight, they're not moving as much. The people that are really overweight, there's a different way we can go about this. We kind of got to doctor up some numbers, but 220 pounds, actually I'm about 230. Okay, I'll give you that, about 230. 227-ish, somewhere in that range. So let's just say for the purpose of this thing, I am 200 pounds, okay? And we're gonna say weight, 200 pounds, okay? You see that, 200 pounds? We're gonna multiply it by 10. That's going to give me 2,000, and that is going to be my BMR. Now again, this is not exact science, okay? This is not perfect. Your metabolism is changing all the time because some days you move less. If you diet, there's certain adaptations hormonally that can kind of slow down your metabolism. You might not move as much. You're going to be a smaller human, right? My BMR at 190 is a lot different than my BMR at 230, okay? So your metabolism is always changing. There's a really good podcast I can send out by Lyle McDonald about the adaptations of your body when you're in fitness, okay? So this is my BMR. This is what I burn being a human being. Now, activity multiplier. Multiplier. Okay, there it is. That says multiplier, okay? Activity multiplier. I'm going to read these off. You're going to decide if you are low intensity activity and leisure activities, and you're going to multiply it by 1.2. Okay? For light exercise, leisurely walking, 30 to 50 minutes, 3 to 4 days a week, golf, housework, stuff like that, you're going to multiply it by 1.375. All right? For moderate exercise, 3 to 5 days in the gym, lifting, 70% of your max heart rate. This is where kind of most of us are. We lift 3 to 5 days a week for about an hour. That's 1.55. Okay. Active individuals that are probably like 7 days a week, 5 to 7 days a week, high intensity, 80% of our heart rate's about an hour and a half a day. This would probably be your next level person. That's going to be 1.725. Okay? And then your person that's hardcore. Your hardcore CrossFitters, they also work construction. They describe this as extremely active individuals, intense exercise, heavy manual labor, endurance athletes, competitive team sports, people like that. High level people are 1.9. Okay? So, 200 times 10 for my BMR, okay? I add my activity multiplier here, okay? So I'll explain this to you guys a little bit more in probably some of the, in this post I'll explain this to you guys a little bit more. So I'm gonna be about the 1.55 range, okay? So I'm gonna take this and multiply 200 times 1.55, okay? I'm not going to run the math, but we're going to say that's probably going to take me somewhere around 3,200 calories. Okay? 3,200 calories is my total daily energy expenditure. Okay? So, enabled for me to just stay where I'm at currently, my current state of fitness, 3,200 calories a day is my maintenance levels, okay? So here's what we know. What did we talk about on the last program, or the last video we did? To be in a caloric deficit, 2,500 or 25% reduction is what we want. So this would mean for me to lose weight, I would have to be 8, 16, 24, 32. So 2,400 calories. Okay. To lose weight, I'd be at 2,400 calories. To gain weight, I'd have to be at 4,000. I add 25. I just do an addition of 25%. If a good reduction to be in a caloric deficit is 25%, I just do the same thing for weight gain. If you guys remember, I put a bunch of stuff on social media about what it takes to get to 4,000. That's a job. 4,000 calories a day is a job, okay? So for me to gain weight, 25%. To lose weight, 25%. So let's just go over this math again, okay? Body weight times 10, okay, is 2,000, okay? That's my BMR. Remember, I have a really awesome spreadsheet that's more accurate than this, but this is just something you can do. Total daily activity multiplier, your activity multiplier. I live 3 to 5 days a week, probably more like 5 days a week for about an hour. It's probably 70% of my max heart rate, okay? I might be a little higher than that, but I usually use this one, okay? In this post, I'll put what these are. Multiply it by 1.55, it's around 3,200 calories is what I have to eat to maintain, okay? For me to subtract and go into a caloric deficit to diet to burn fat, or just lose weight, really, honestly, there's so many aspects that go into building muscle and just burning fat, right? Or keeping muscle. We'll talk about that next. 25% reduction is 2,400. To gain muscle or to gain weight, 25% addition to 4,000, okay? So you can easily plug in your own weight, multiply it by 10, figure out how active you are, be realistic, right? I've done this with people where they've been like, oh, I'm a 1.725, and then I get their workout journal and they're not, right? So you can multiply by whichever one of these multipliers you want. Mine was 1.55 for 3,200, and then I just subtract 25% to get in a reduction, or add 25% to gain, okay? What our next video is gonna do, I'm gonna take these numbers, okay? probably this one, the weight management one, because I'm about to go on a diet. And I'm going to break down those into what they look like on a macronutrient level, so you know how many proteins, carbs, and fat, how to calculate that yourself, and actually start tracking that. And that'll be on the next video. So hope that helps. Hit me up with any questions, and we'll go from there.